Hello, Internet. I'm me, and I'm wearing a jacket this time. Anywho, let's get on to Gokaiger episode 29. I'm pretty sure it's 29. Pretty sure. Anywho, this is the Avarenja episode. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy for this episode because it's interesting to see how they're going to incorporate the Avarenja, even though technically, I thought they already got the power because of Abba Killer giving it to Guy. But something's happened here. And so, when diving into this episode, let's start off with the story, of course. Um, uh, Big problem on this episode. Not too big, not too big. But this is. I'm gonna just say this right now. This is going to be, or probably is, the worst tribute episode of the season. Worst. And yeah, it's just the worst tribute episode. Not because it's bad, but because the Abba Ranger doesn't show up until 16 minutes in. Okay, I'm sorry. He does show up, but he doesn't show his presence. He doesn't really, like, to the team, he doesn't show his presence, and he's not interacting with them until 16 minutes in. And I'll give you the link to go watch this off of Total. You might have to sit through some Japanese commercials, but I think that's fine. It's only like 2 spots. You get to skip over them completely. But, yeah. Why? This episode is dedicated to Princess Aimee, the Pink Ranger, of course, and the prince is sick, so he sends out a Death Captain guy, Action Commander, who's for his plan he's going to steal the happiness of women. Woo! We had a guy try to infiltrate Congress. We had a guy sucking the bones out of people. We had a guy turning people into walnuts to power a missile. But you, sir, are by far the lamest. No, seriously, this guy is so lame. They literally kick his ass 3 times without killing him. And I'm questioning, why the hell isn't this guy dead already? Bring in another Action Commander. I know this is the Pink Ranger episode, but come on. Come on. This is a cutesy episode. It really is. This is an episode where we go, look at Princess... There's literally a point where Guy and Princess Aimee go to hunt this guy down after kicking his ass the first time. And she dresses up as a wedding dress. Trick him into thinking, oh, wedding happening. She's happy. I'll go steal her happiness. And then, spring the trap. They spring the trap. He runs away. Then Princess Aimee kicks him, and he falls into a hospital somehow. And then she comes out in a nurse's outfit holding a giant needle. And then she injects him in the ass. Yes. And tries to steal the staff that he uses to steal people's happiness. At which point, he's only stolen one woman's happiness. Big threat. But, yeah. And then after that, he runs away, he gets away, and then she hits him with a car, in a police car, and then comes out in a policeman's uniform. And I'm just like, is this the actress's photo shoot and it just happened to get into this Gokaiger episode? Because I want to see the Abba Rangers, and I was promised an Abba Pink. Where the hell is it? It's like I'm halfway through this episode, and where is it? The normal episode's runtime is 22 minutes, and you're 16 minutes in, and I haven't seen jack shit of the Abba Rangers. Come on now. Now, it's not a bad episode because of this. It's actually pretty funny at some points, especially the injecting a monster in the ass. And it's actually pretty funny because the monster can control his size. and he can make himself grow. So the first time they encounter him, he just goes, screw this, and then makes himself grow. And then, of course, they fight, but he can also make himself shrink to, like, about this big. So he enters in, and he fights with Guy inside the Gojujin, and then he shrinks again because he can't take on Guy, and he goes inside the Gokaiger. It comes out, and right when he expands, Captain Marvelous gets like 20 extra cool and awesome points for this. Right when he expands, he just holds out a gun, and just bah, not like just kind of like hey, bam! And I'm like yes. And hijinks, they chase him through, and he busts a hole through the Gokaiger. That at first it's like it's a critical damage, and then 5 minutes later, it's fine. We patched it up. It's fine. So yeah. When the Alba Rangers show up, it's more like this. It's Alba Blue, the former Alba Blue, shows up and goes, hey guys, here, have the powers. And it's like, but we already have the powers for Alba Killer. And this is the question I was thinking, what is the power that they need? And he goes, oh, you got it for the 6th rate, or for Alba Killer, not for the other guys. Okay, cool. And like his wife goes, hey, I'm Alba Pink. And I'm like, there was no Alba Pink. And then she gives her gives Jaime a Ranger key that is made to be Alba Pink. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what it looks like. That costume sucks. I know it sucks on purpose, but God does it suck. I mean, it's literally like an old motorcycle helmet. No, not even a motorcycle helmet. More like a jet fighter helmet where the visor just shifts up and down and it's painted pink. And it's made of and the suit is not made of spandex but like a sweater cloth. And I'm just like, oh God, that's terrible. And Princess Ame doesn't fight in it at all. She just kind of goes, oh, it's terrible. All right, sit this fight out. And then they kick his ass. And then they kick the main guy's ass. And I mean, the guy stood no chance of a threat before or afterwards. And of course, he does die. And of course, they go giant size. Even though the Nissan is sick and she like falls on the floor as she pulls the trigger. I'm surprised she didn't miss. But I digress. He grows giant, and they get into their respective robots and start to fight. And they're like, you know what? Nah, screw it. We'll just use the new Ranger key. And what happens? The Gojujin loses its arms, and it goes onto the Gokaiger, and Gokai Silver is sitting in the middle of the Gokaiger. And I love the reaction that Guy has to when he just appears in the cockpit of the Gokaiger. He's just like, oh, I've made it to the big leagues. And I'm like, yeah. But the one thing I do have to say about the combination of the Gokaiger and the Gojujin is that I'm not expecting, I don't know. You kind of think you're expecting more but you're not really expecting less. I mean, come on. Every single robot mech from Super Sentai, Power Rangers, either one, or hell, even Kamen Rider, combines at some point. So, seeing the Gojujin combined with the Gokaiger isn't surprising. But a lot of it's okay. It's an okay combination. It's no Shinkenger, but I digress. Half the time, whenever these combinations happen, it's more of, let's take apart the secondary robot and put it on top of ourselves. So, this is pretty cool too. I'm okay with this. And now, for the end of this episode, literally, this is where I think, was this actress's photo shoot and it just kind of got mixed in here, self-promotion? Because literally, it turns out Guy has been taking pictures with his morpher, which is, of course, also a phone. He's been taking pictures and then shows them all at the end. And I'm like, okay. Cool. But anyway, this episode is a solid 8 out of 10. Same thing as Kamen Rider Florzen. which I heard your opinions about my review. Don't worry about it. But yeah, this is this and Kamen Rider Force, and these episodes I was expecting actually to be a little more awesome. Honestly, they're still good. They're still good episodes. But for Kamen Rider Forzen, I'm like, you're starting out cool. You can get your base down, and I'm pretty sure you'll rise from this. While Super Sentai, I was like, you dipped. What the hell happened? But honestly, actually, no. I'm gonna take this one down because I was actually I got a little more enjoyment out of the Kamen Rider Forzen episode than I did of this gokaiger episode, due to the fact that I wasn't spending all the time with one character with Kamen Rider. And yes, I do know that you have those episodes where you dedicate to one character for character development, but this episode was literally, look at Princess Aime and look how cute she is. And yes, she's cute. I don't have to be reminded of that every 5 fucking minutes. So yeah, a whole episode dedicated on how cute the Pink Ranger is kind of a useless episode to me. And I really wish they could have done something more with the idea of an Abba Pink. Or how the fact that really, people always make the joke in America about how Power Rangers was racist for putting an Asian in the Yellow Ranger suit and a black guy in the Black Ranger suit. When also I always go, whenever somebody says, well, Power Rangers is racist, I go, Power Rangers is sexist. Why? You rarely get a Red Ranger who's a girl. Hell, Blue Ranger, if you have a girl who's a Blue Ranger, you're really pushing it. So yeah, you'd never have more than just 2 girls on the team, and so yeah, it's kind of sexist. And I thought with this episode, when I heard that the Abba Pink coming in, I really thought that they would actually break the mold, or at least bring up the fact that, why are the girls usually always yellow and pink, or like the lower 2 secondary colors? Why can't they be red or blue, like the hard blue, and let there be a pink who's a girl? Like, get 3 girls in there and 2 guys. Ah! But I digress. I really don't care. That was just my expectation. And also, other than that, Navi gets a badass scene in here where he gets to beat up the bad guy. And you gotta know that you suck when you get your ass beat by Navi in any incarnation of Navi on the planet. Meaning, even the little fairy from Zelda, if he kicks your ass, you're pretty pathetic. Anywho, I'll see you guys next time for Gokaiger episode 30, which will actually have a live man tribute. The Yellow Lion will come back, and the scientist who turned Joe's teacher into a cyborg appears and actually has a sinister plan. What is that plan? And will the Gokaiger be able to find the Yellow Lion? Tune in next time to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.